Stay tuned to the end of this video to a word for our patrons. Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Take FGO Wanted, the show where we let you know if you want to roll that 5-star. And also, some very specific times, that 4-star. Or that other 4-star. Anyway, in case you couldn't pick up from that, or the title, or the thumbnail being different, it's time for summer once more. And since summer units don't really flex their history and folklore too much, most of the time are variants of existing units, Lady Avalon notwithstanding. Thanks for that one, guys. Instead of a normally structured Wanted, we're going to hit you with a single video. It's going to talk about the utility and uses and stuff of each summer unit in the first banner. If you'd like a more conventional Wanted experience, please check further back in the playlist. Yes, there's a playlist. You can check further back for more normal stuff. And then expect another video exactly like this in another week. Also, goddamn, do I have to find a better way to do the Ascension skill mats table. They are so fiddly right now. If they end up looking a bit off and I change stuff, it's because I'm trying to streamline that part. But also streamline it so it looks pretty. You may end up with quick and ugly today. Alrighty, so we're going to go down the line. SR's first, SR at the end, so that you watch the whole video. This means, first, in an ironic fashion, we're talking about Swimsuit Anastasia and V. They are here as an SR Archer. She has pretty middle-of-the-road HP and attack for this class and slot. She's QQAAB, which is pretty normal for archers, and has average hit counts and slightly above average NP gen as a result. Her Noble Phantasm is single-target arts, and it lowers the target's arts resistance for 1 turn first, effects based on overcharge, and also hits them with a skill seal for 1 turn. Skill numero uno is a 20-30% self-arts up for 3 turns, and a 30-50% battery. So, big battery right out the gate, and, you know, the usual arts up. Skill 2 is a 1-turn invul. It's a 50-100% buff removal resist for 1 turn, both of these on just self, and is also a 10-20 stars infusion. Third and final skill is where we really pick up. We get some interesting things. You got 3 turns of sure hit, 3 turns of extra star absorption on your arts cards, 20-30% crit up for 3 turns, pretty normal, and a 10-20% NP damage for 3 turns. And this has an only 4-turn cooldown when maxed out. Also in my notes, I accidentally forgot to shift key on the percent sign, so it says 1-205. That would be a lot of NP damage. For passives, she has a special independent action variant, which gives her not only crit up, but also star gen up, and her Fey Contract skill for debuff resist and debuff success rate. Both of those are about 6%. So, usage-wise, Summer Stacy is pretty straightforward but effective. She has a hard defense, she has other stall tools, a very reliable sure hit, literally 1 turn off if you're maxed out, and you can, work around that with a couple of ways. And multiple damage steroids, a pretty good battery at 50%. She should fit into quite a few team comps to nuke bosses, or even to work on those weird singleton waves we started getting in farming. If you're like 3-1-3 or something, you can probably figure out a way to get her in to make her work. Though watch out, obviously, she's a little selfish. Being an arts unit, there's a lot you can do with support. Atomamo can speed you up and provide heals, while also giving you more stall and NP steroid tools. So, you can cycle those skills even faster. And you've already got a 50% battery, so you don't necessarily need to double Castoria, but obviously, Castoria makes firing that NP repeatedly super easy. Also gives you oodles more hard defenses. And a debuff clear. That's all. Let's not undersell the debuff clear on that NP as well. But with her NP being arts res down instead of, arts up on self, you can also consider pairing her with arts helpers who have offensive NPs, such as your budget Paracelsus, Caskill, who would really help out with that star gen effect, etc., etc. It's not necessary, but it is something funny you can do to stack even more damage. Also, keep an eye out for future units like Lady Avalon and Summer Ibuki coming up next summer. They have some arts teamwork synergy that can, work through a few of these things and might have some funny stuff. Now, for CEs, she has a 50% battery, so that whole block of CEs works out very well. Also, Arts Up is very popular for summer CEs and summer 50% battery CEs in particular. You can also just do a normal Go Sumo or something. New Beginner or Dive to Blue is probably your best match, but in general, keep your eyes out for Arts Up, Crits Up, and NP damage up. You're getting in there. Now, your Ascension mats shouldn't be too bad, though Anastasia does ironically need ice, or maybe not ironically, but she is summer, so that's funny. But for skills, she's of course going to need shells, because she's a summer unit, and 20 stand arrows per skill, which is pretty steep, though not as bad as some people later down in this video. Now, you're going to notice a trend in this segment, as we're doing our speedrun strats. But this batch of summer units are still pretty rare. They're only a couple of years old in JP, and they don't have a lot of opportunities to get in them rerun banners. We've got this current banner for Corday Summer Adventure, locked in, And we've got a rerun banner confirmed, though no event rerun, obviously. And there are some GSSR Lucky Bag campaigns which do include limited SRs, not literally all the time, but most of them have a way to get you limited SRs as well. But also, Clairvoyance is weird right now, so keep an eye out not only for normal JP banners, as JP seems to be on a run to give, like, every limited servant who hasn't already gotten a run this year, and some who have another run, so, keep that eye out. And obviously, there may be some bonus EN banners. We just got a surprise swimsuit campaign in EN as well. But now that we're too goddamn hot, we need to move on to our next dazzling and dangerous lady. And so now we move on to Charlotte Corday swimsuit, who has discovered stage magic. They're illusions, Michael. Tricks are something a whore does for money. But that's what Charlotte's been working on her summer vacation. The first thing. How dare you. And is now an SR caster, which is quite a departure. We've completely reversed class advantage here. Trust no one, not even yourself. She's got lower attack and higher HP for this role. You probably could have guessed that. And she is quick arts, buster, the caster special. She has perfectly average hits and NP gain. Her NP is also incredibly simple. Honestly, I almost feel like her NP could probably use like an upgrade, but summer upgrades are very inconsistent because it's just a single target arts that generates 20 stars flat and does bonus damage to enemies with skill seal on them based on overcharge. This probably gives her some funny combo potential with Summer Anastasia we've just talked about, though not optimal, but yeah, it's a thing you should, consider if you're doing event farming. First skill's pretty normal, gives herself 20 to 30% arts for 3 turns, again, pretty standard stuff here. Also, it gives all enemies confusion for 3 turns, which has a 30% chance to stick them with skill seal at the end of the turn, and gives the whole party a 1-1 evade. Second skill is a targetable 50-100% chance for skill seal on an enemy for 1 turn, generates 5 to 10 stars per turn, and also gives the party 20% NP damage for 3 turns. Keeping with the theme. She really wants you to stick that skill seal so she can do the damage. Final skill is also very simple. It is just a 20 to 30% battery for herself, and a 20 to 30% battery for a targeted ally, who can, as far as I can tell, be herself, so it's basically a 60% battery. Passives are semi-unique, though. Got a little action here. She's got a slight arts buff and a 10% extra crit on her arts cards all the time, and a debuff success up, but also giving her a little bit of extra star gen, which is good, because she's got like 3 arts cards, and does want to crit. Now, Summer Charlotte is kind of a gimmick unit. She really wants to hit with that skill seal, so you can then turn that into larger damage based on overcharge. She's got several tricks to make this work, and a few other neat tools that make quite a bit of star generation, and she's got a little bit of team support tricks, obviously with not only the team-wide NP damage, the targetable battery part, which you could not use on herself, and an evade. There's some stuff here, but all of her skills are 6-turn cooldown minimum, so that's a slightly awkward radius to keep her firing those skills over and over again, especially because those skill seals are usually only sticking for like 1 turn. So you don't really have a lot of room to work with getting your damage up. This is also awkward because, considering she's so arts-focused, she's not really very tight with a double Koyan. Obviously, that will get those cooldowns down, but you're not going to milk a lot of other benefit out of that system. She is an arts unit. For party comp, you can basically scrub back in the video to go to my comments on Summer Anastasia and get similar results. I would argue the Tamamo combo is even more important here to try and get those skill cooldowns faster. Get Tamamo to fire that cooldown reduction. And her funny star gen strats means you can tuck in a few oddball supporters like a Hans or a Mozart as well to milk some big crits. Those guys have some art synergy and some crit synergy, so you can work out that overall. Also, it does mean that, once again, Lady Avalon's future utility is going to be even higher with Summer Charlotte. It makes me start to wonder if maybe we meant Lady Avalon to come out at a different time period, but it's not how it worked out. Anyway, for CEs, again, she has, a range of batteries. You could just do Imaginary Element to hit that 30% on self and give a buddy some help. You could go deeper to 40 or 50% starting CE as well. There's a lot of those CEs. Arts and crit are your focus here. You want to make sure that her NP hits hard and that your skills are firing. You might also consider investing in debuff success rate stuff, but that can, again, be a little techie. So to round it out, as usual, you got to talk about mats. Ascension mats are a blend of few things here and shouldn't be too steep, but you do have to worry about throwing more shells on the pile. But she has bronze mats and skills, and they are bad. To max out her skills, which, again, very important because they have long cooldowns, you're looking at 60 bullets and 60 spinal fluids per skill. That's pretty whack. Very expensive. I know we're trying to do some magic here, but damn. Banners follow the exact same format as Anastasia. Again, you can scroll back in the video to double-check that if you don't remember. Also, it was like 5 minutes ago. But it fits because they're from the same campaign, so keep your eyes peeled for those. my comments about non-clairvoyance also stand. And so that means we are moving on to the one you've all been waiting for, our SSR selection. We're going to be talking about Summer Okita, Summer Okita Alter, also Majin Okita Summer, and many, many other funny name variations. Anyway, she's an SSR Saber. She has the second highest attack of Sabers, tied with Sigurd and Proto Ardor in that department, but the lowest HP for that class and slot, so keep that in mind. She is Quick Arts Buster with above average hit counts and NP gain as well. Keep those traits flowing. Her NP is pretty useful. It's a quick AoE. It boosts her quick damage first for 1 turn based on overcharge, and also before it hits, it removes all enemies' defensive buffs, and it has a decent hit count. It's an 8. So that's already very solid. First skill, very simple. 20 to 30% attack up and 10 to 20% up each on Buster and Quick on self for 3 turns. Just a big universal steroid whenever you're ready to throw down. Second skill is a 20 to 30% NP battery, a 30-50% crit damage up for 3 turns on self, and a 1 turn of Star Absorb increase on self as well. A little odd that those don't line up, but, Star Absorb is weird. Final skill is a 2 hits, 3 turns invul, and gives her 20 to 30% NP gain up for 3 turns. The NP gain is a little inconsequential, but it does help with some of the stuff we're going to talk about later. Passives are not actually that special, but are good. She's got a Magic Resistance A and an Independent Action A, so you're looking at natural debuff resistance and natural crit damage. All in all, Swimsuit Majin Okita isn't really breaking new ground, but she's a quick unit with very solid self-buffs, and no need to worry about Okita Jet's demerit type stuff. And she strips defensive buffs on an AoE NP. This is the only thing that beats anti-purge defense. So she's going to join the halls of Sabers like Ibuki Doji and Muramasa, who can easily take care of annoying defenses, while fitting in with a more quick-oriented team if that's the servants you have. Obviously, Muramasa is, more arts-focused. Regular Ibuki is more Buster-focused. So now you've got kind of a triangle of Sabers who done what get rid of defensive buffs, or ignore them. Very solid. Now, team-wise, obviously, Scotty's going to be very good. She gives you the extra battery you need. She gives you the extra quick damage you need. And you can set that up for some looping to get going. And otherwise just hits pretty well. But also, again, talking about how we have weird future synergy, the upcoming Summer Scotty will also play very well with Okitan because Summer Scotty is also kind of a Buster Quick dual buff effect here. There are also plenty of other team quick buffers to add more spice if you cannot activate the dual Scotty system, but that's probably what I think Majin Okita is going to be best at. Double Scotty, maybe throw in some Summer Scotty in the future. Obviously, because she has Buster cards and also has the hybrid Quick Buster up, Osakawa Hime works, regular. But there's, I feel like it's fairly straightforward that with an 8 hit count NP and its effects, they probably want you to use like a Scotty type setup to just overcharge loop and juice up. Now, CE-wise, you've got some choices. If you want to instantly fire NP, you've got a self-battery, so Imaginary Element works, K-Scope works with their battery level as well. And if you're going all in on coin/append skills, you can make a 50% CE work because you'll give her 20% to start and her max battery is 30%. This is a thing I talk about a lot with append skills, but it's a strategy to be aware of, especially if you are going all in on that summer spending. In that case, I would say something like Cherry Icicle or Someday in Summer. A lot of Sakura-themed CEs are quick-focused. But more likely, if you are going for the full Scotty loop type scenario, you're probably going to use something like Black Grail for big juice on a wave clear, and that's perfectly valid as well. Do not bother with Decapitating Bunny. I know I recommend that one a lot, but unless the enemy has, permanent invincibles for, challenge quest shit, you don't need to worry about that. You remove defensive buffs. You're fine. Now, Okita is still a summer servant, as we've discussed, so I hope you have some mats ready. Her Ascension mats are pretty normal, but she does need 15 Magatama and 5 mirrors, so, those can be a little spicy to get. But for skills, you're going to need 15 shells per skill on top of all the ones you're going to need for a little bit for Ascension and also for your other summer units, because every time with summer, we always need shells. Oh my god, so many shells. And she also needs 15 reactor cores per skill. Those are a gold mat, and that can be a little steep if you haven't been keeping up on your keeping up. But yeah, as we've discussed, Okitan is also a pretty rare servant. And again, we've had clairvoyance troubles lately, so there's no guarantee on that, especially since she is the SSR. But she's going to appear on the Corday Summer Adventure banner. She's going to get a rerun banner next year. And as a limited SSR, she's on all GSSR Lucky Bags from here on out, though, so keep that all in mind. And obviously, I haven't mentioned it with the other two, but we're just going to throw this in at the end here. All of these guys are probably going to be bonus servants for all future summers for the foreseeable future, because that's just how we roll. So, have a good time. And speedy as that is, that's going to bring us to the end of today's video. Just like summer, it's here, then it's gone. Never mind the irony of the summer event, which is usually like a vacation period taking place after the back-to-school campaign. Anyway, them's the breaks. Like I said, summers are usually a little faster, looser, speedier than normal. Pretty crazy! So, look forward to another summer video just like this one in the not-too-distant future. Like I said, if you want to see more of what Wanted is typically like, get a little deeper dive on some of those servants, check out the playlist for backlogs. Had some very high-quality Wanteds that came out around Lost Belt 6 type stuff. Check them out. But yeah, that's gonna bring our video to a wrap, everybody. So make sure to like this video. You can leave your commentos down below. You can also join our Discord, link in the description. Make sure to sub and ring the bell for notifications so you can get the Wanted videos as they are hoppin' and poppin'. Keep you on the hook for future Wanteds. Consider joining our channel memberships for access to membership badges and emotes. And consider supporting us on Patreon. Could have gotten this video a little bit early. Can get the next video early, too, if you support us. It's a great way to pop in, keep us going, and have a good time. And, poke your head up and see what else we got going on. And before we go, I'd like to shout out all our patrons, but especially Adam DeHarp, Blackest OG, Call Me Zed, Carlos, Dragon, Ferris, Flay Size Weird, Jerry Vasquez, JDV9000, Just of the Fae, John Sandoval, Chris Starlight, Legendary Boss Hunter, Liam Kessler, Regent Raptor, Rise of Kenji, Rogue Robin, Charvor, Sean Pyre, some guy named Bob, and Varian the Crow. Thank you very much for your support, and if you want to see us do more, consider supporting us on Patreon like I just said. Goodbye, everybody.